Discover the sacred Kua Ong Temple, over 700 years old, by Bai Tu Long Bay. Kua Ong Temple is located on a hill about 100 meters high overlooking Bai Tu Long Bay in Quang Ninh Province. The harmonious blend of mountains and sea creates a picturesque, majestic yet solemn landscape. Every year during the spring season, from January to March of the lunar calendar, Kua Ong Temple, Quang Ninh Province, attracts a large number of local people and tourists from all over to visit and worship. Located in Kua Ong Ward, Kam Pha City, Kua Ong Temple is dedicated to Hung Nhong Vuong Tran Quoc Tang, the third son of Hung Dao Dai Vuong Tran Quoc Tuan, a figure who made significant contributions to the resistance against the Mongol invaders and the protection of the border and maritime territory of the northeast region of Vietnam. With his strategic brilliance as the governor of Kua Suat Port, Hung Nhong Vuong Tran Quoc Tang maintained peace in this area, preventing the Mongol invaders' schemes. Therefore, the people here respectfully called him Duke Ong, Lord. The locals still recount the legend of Kua Ong Temple about Duke Ong De Tam, the most revered deity in the area. The story goes that once at Kua Suat Beach, a sudden storm with strong winds and thunder erupted. While patrolling the sea, Hung Nhong Vuong Tran Quoc Tang saw a large rock floating on the water. He boldly sat on it. The waves surged, the water level rose, but the rock remained afloat, sheltering him and holding back the waves. When the wind subsided and the sea calmed, the people could no longer see him, only a hat on the rock. They then brought it back to worship, erected a temple, and reported it to the royal court. That day was August 16th, 1311, so from then on, this day has been considered the day of his passing. The king bestowed upon him the title of Thung Dang Phuc Thun, upper-class blessed deity, and he is considered the principal deity of Kua Ong Temple. Inside the temple is a statue of him and a pair of couplets praising his virtues. Helping in the Battle of Bac Dong, a skilled general whose fame resounds throughout the north. Leaving a sacred mark on the East Sea, a hero's heartfelt thoughts are sent to the south. The temple is located on a hill about 100 meters high overlooking Bai Tu Long Bay, flanked by two smaller hills, conforming to the principle of left green dragon, right white tiger. Behind it lies a long range of green mountains stretching through Kham Pha and Mong Dung. Here, the harmonious blend of mountains, forests, and sea creates a picturesque and majestic landscape, yet also one of solemnity and tranquility. Kua Ong Temple is divided into three main worship areas, located from the foot of the mountain upwards: Lower Temple, Middle Temple, and Upper Temple, along with many other structures. The temple is constructed using materials such as cast stone, Bat Trong bricks, terracotta roof tiles, and mortar mixed with molasses. The decorative motifs in the temple are based on legends about the four mythical creatures: dragon, Kailin, turtle, and phoenix. The Kua Ong Temple is particularly notable for its many statues dating back hundreds of years. Among them are 34 statues of varying sizes, meticulously and exquisitely carved in seated positions on thrones, altars, and pavilions, possessing significant artistic value. At the highest point within the Kua Ong Temple complex is the statue of Hung Nyong Vuong Trun Quoc Tong, standing 10 meters tall and weighing 40 tons. The Kua Ong Temple was recognized as a special national monument in 2017. About 2 kilometers from the Kua Ong Temple is the Kap Tien Temple, also known as Kobi Kua Suat Temple, part of the Kua Ong Temple complex. Legend says it is dedicated to a young lady, the daughter of Tron Quoc Tang. This temple boasts a prime location nestled against the mountain and facing the sea, creating a tranquil, poetic, and sacred atmosphere. Remarkably, even when the well is flooded with salt water at high tide, it quickly regains its freshwater quality and never runs dry throughout the year. Legend says that whoever uses the water from the fairy well will experience good fortune in life. Therefore, when visiting this historical site, tourists often don't miss the opportunity to stop by the fairy well to take water to wash their faces and bring home as a blessing. The Kua Ong Temple Festival was recognized as a National Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2016. It is one of the major festivals in Quang Ninh Province, held annually on the 3rd and 4th of the second lunar month and the 3rd and 4th of the 8th lunar month. The festival aims to recreate history and honor the great contributions of virtuous and saintly figures, with many solemn and dignified rituals. The ceremony begins with an incense offering, followed by a procession of the ancestral tablet of Hung Nyong Vuong Trun Quoc Tong from Kua Ong Temple to the Longon Garden Shrine, traditionally believed to be where the deity drifted ashore and became a god. The procession then proceeds along Ngin Than Street before returning to the temple grounds where the festival is held. The procession of ancestral tablets symbolizes the patrols undertaken by Hung Nyong Vuong to protect the northeastern coastal region. In addition, the Kua Ong Temple Festival attracts locals and tourists with many cultural activities such as dragon dance, lion dance, fruit platter display competition, and folk games like chess, blindfolded pot smashing, tug of war, and stick pushing. To promote the unique historical and cultural values of Kua Ong Temple, for many years, the Kua Ong Temple historical site has received significant investment from Quang Ninh Province and Kham Pha City for preservation, restoration, and enhancement. The restoration plan for Kua Ong Temple is implemented in a phased manner, divided into project groups, including a group of solutions for preserving and restoring tangible cultural heritage, a group of projects for improving the environmental landscape, a group for training human resources, management, and information dissemination to promote the value of the historical site, a group for planning and constructing infrastructure, and a group of projects for developing products and services to support tourism activities.
tượng đài Hưng Nhượng Đại Vương Lầu Chuông. Thôi mình gãy bằng tay.
Tran Quoc Tang Monument in front of the old temple gate, there is a very large statue of Lord Tran Quoc Tang, which was cast and erected by Kua Ong Coal Mining Company in 2005. The statue is cast in bronze, 10 meters high, weighing over 40 tons, including the supporting frame, and was inaugurated on January 11, 2006. After the comprehensive restoration of Kua Ong Temple in 2017, Quang Ninh Province decided to move the statue of Lord Tran Quoc Tang to a hill 52 meters high, 62 meters including the statue, with a 46% inclination angle. The height difference between the old and new positions is equivalent to a 20-story building, and the length along the slope is 92 meters. The relocation was carried out by Vietnam Inclined Settlement Treatment Company under the command of Master Do Quoc Con. This is the first time in Vietnam that a giant statue has been moved on a record inclined angle. The relocation of the statue was divided into 3 stages. Relocating the statue from the monument yard to the main yard of Kua Ong Temple, with a distance of more than 300 meters between the 2 points. The process took more than 2 hours. Relocating the statue from the main yard to a height of 38 meters. Relocating the statue from a height of 38 meters to the top of the hill at 52 meters. Engineers and construction units carried out extremely detailed calculations using hydraulic self-balancing automatic house-moving vehicles and 4 super heavy cranes, 80 tons, 160 tons, and 250 tons. and also applied many technical innovations specifically for the relocation of the statue, such as assembling a special 46% slope railway bridge to prevent subsidence and vibration, and a specially designed automatic braking system for the winch and trolley. Before proceeding, the construction unit conducted dozens of load tests because the technical inspection was theoretically impossible to perform due to the 46% inclination exceeding the technical standards of both Vietnam and the United States. The relocation was expected to take 2 days, but was actually completed in 1 morning. On January 1st, 2018, the statue of Duke Hung Nhong Dai Vuong Trun Quoc Tang was officially placed on a hill with an altitude of over 50 meters in the southern mountain range, about 150 meters from the upper temple, overlooking Bai Tu Long Bay.
Toàn ơi, đây cành đào này, chụp đẹp cực. Đào này. Vừa lấy ở bên kia. Vừa đào rất đẹp luôn. Anh lên đấy mà. Nhiều đứa còn quay ở trên đấy đẹp lắm. Toàn gốc đào to thôi. Đúng rồi. Đẹp lắm.
Đấy, cái ao của chị con nào cũng dân nhỉ? Con nào cũng dân. Ai cũng vừa. Ai cũng vừa. Ai cũng vừa mà. Những con áo này nó sẽ là được dùng nhiều nhất. Không ngoài xịn này. Nó đẹp nhất. Cái áo này mưa nhé.
Đấy vừa nãy có mấy chị em có ra đấy chụp không?
Đâu?
Chỗ cái vườn đào ở chỗ đền cửa ông ấy, chỗ đẹp lắm.
Còn chưa ra được, còn chưa leo đến nơi.
Chùa Đông còn lên được nữa này.
Chùa Đông lên được nhưng cũng một thời gian.
Anh còn ra, anh đi xong anh còn ra đây anh đứng mãi mà chờ mọi người.
Em lễ nhưng mà
đúng không? Cái chỗ tượng đài đấy, tượng đài. Đấy, 2 quả hồ. Đấy là chúng ta đang đi vào khuôn viên của cô bé quật suốt. Ban quản lý di tích lịch sử đền Cửa Âu, Cọc Tiên. Đông, rất đông luôn. Hôm nay thời tiết rất là đẹp, trời quang không mưa, thời tiết se se lạnh. Chụp ảnh, chụp ảnh. Kìa mấy đồng chí ơi, cứ đi păm păm mà.
Các chị ơi, các anh ơi, mình tập trung ở đây để chụp ảnh đã. Wow, photo.
Located about 2 kilometers from Kua Ong Temple, Kampha City, Kap Tien Temple, Van Don District, is a cultural and spiritual tourist destination that attracts a large number of visitors, especially at the beginning of the year. Kap Tien Temple, also known as Ko Ba Kua Suat Temple, is part of the Kua Ong Temple complex, which was recognized as a historical relic by the Ministry of Culture and Information, now the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, in 1989. The temple has a prime location, nestled against the mountain and facing the sea, creating a tranquil, poetic, and sacred atmosphere. Legend has it that Kap Tien Temple worships a young lady, the daughter of Tran Quoc Tong, a general and the third son of Hung Dao Dai Vuong Tran Quoc Tuan, hence its name Ko Ba Kua Suat Temple. Later, during the Nguyen dynasty, a high-ranking official was revered by the local people as a guardian deity and worshipped at the temple, so it was formerly known as Quan Chan Temple. When appointed by the imperial court to oversee this region, he accomplished many beneficial deeds for the people, caring for their well-being, helping them settle down and live a prosperous and happy life. Furthermore, he was instrumental in contributing resources and mobilizing the people to renovate and repair the temple. To commemorate his virtuous deeds after his death, the people enshrined him in the temple. Over time, from a small temple nestled at the foot of a hill, the Kap Tien Temple has been renovated and restored to a spacious and impressive state. Besides visiting and performing rituals at the main temple and Sun Trang Cave, visitors should not miss the fairy well, located within the temple grounds. This is a freshwater well situated right on the seashore. Remarkably, even when the tide rises and the well is flooded with salt water, it quickly becomes fresh again. The well never runs dry throughout the year. Therefore, not only the local people, but also seafarers highly value this well. The fairy well is also associated with a legend about 2 immortal beings who often visited to admire the green mountains and clear waters of the paradise-like landscape and play chess for entertainment. 2 beautiful fairy maidens served them. Every day while the 2 immortal beings played chess, the 2 maidens would go down to the well to fetch water to boil and drink for them. Legend says that whoever drinks the water from the fairy well will have skin as white as the immortals and experience much good fortune in life. Therefore, when visiting this historical site, tourists often don't miss the opportunity to stop by the fairy well to fetch water to wash their faces and take home for good luck. Every year during springtime, from January to March of the lunar calendar, the Fairy Temple attracts a large number of local people and tourists from all over to visit and worship. On March 18, 2018, the People's Committee of Kampha City solemnly held a ceremony to receive the certificate recognizing Chua Ong Temple, Cap Tian Temple as a special National Historical Relic Site. Kai Bao Pagoda, a beautiful pagoda by Bai Tu Long Bay. Kai Bao Pagoda was rebuilt on the foundation of Phúc Linh Tu, formerly a place of worship for the generals of the Tran dynasty during the war against the Mongol invaders in the 13th century. The area where the pagoda stands today witnessed the ambush battle, which paved the way for the resounding victory on the Bac Dong River in 1288. To commemorate the merits of the heroes of the Tran dynasty, Truk Lam Jiak Tam Zen Monastery built a shrine within the pagoda's spiritual area. Over time and due to historical changes, the pagoda suffered significant damage. In 2007, construction began on the pagoda on a total area of 20 hectares in Ha Long Commune, Van Don District, Quang Ninh Province. After 2 years, the magnificent pagoda was inaugurated, befitting its historical and cultural value. With its back against the mountain, facing the sea and far from residential areas, the pagoda is even more serene and majestic. Kai Bao Pagoda consists of the main hall, bell tower, drum tower, and triple-arched gate. Kai Bao Pagoda is a beautiful pagoda by Bai Tu Long Bay. The architecture, layout, and reliefs of the pagoda are similar to many other pagodas. Kai Bao Pagoda includes a 2-story main hall covering 6,000 square meters, a triple-arched gate, an ancestral hall, a bell tower, a monk's residence, a guest house for monks and nuns, a residence for the abbot, a meditation hall, and a refectory. Notably, there is a 50-meter-tall Buddha statue on the mountaintop behind it. The main hall is the largest, housing a statue of Shakyamuni Buddha, behind which is a bronze relief depicting the Bodhi tree, where the Buddha attained enlightenment. On either side are statues of Manjushri and Samantabhadra Bodhisattvas, symbolizing wisdom and compassion. Beside the meditation hall are bell towers and drum towers along with meticulously crafted sculptures. To the left of the meditation hall is a 4.8-ton bronze statue of Maitreya Buddha. From the courtyard of the meditation hall, visitors can gaze out at the vast Bai Tu Long Bay with its rolling hills and rocky mountains. The stunning scenery here gives visitors a sense of peace, momentarily freeing them from the worries of life. Kai Bao Pagoda adheres to a policy of not burning votive paper, and there are no shops or street vendors outside the pagoda. Therefore, visitors truly immerse themselves in an atmosphere of absolute tranquility, with only the sound of the pagoda bells and the clear sounds of nature.
Trước chụp ảnh đâu mà, trước chụp ảnh ở chỗ
bước ngắn chân.
nó thoải thoải, xuống thì nó nhẹ hơn, lên
Nhẹ nhưng mà xuống mới đau gối. Xuống thì lấy
em phải bấm chân chứ, bấm ngón chân đấy.
bấm chân nó thì vào cuối thì
Ông nào
ngắn
ông nào nào đi kiểu đầy tối
đến
nhất.
bước cầm bước pha
Chưa vào chỗ này à?
chưa vượt qua đây.
Anh vào rồi, đi vào đi. Kết thúc hành trình du xuân